Welcome to the Week 12 Gilcast. Oh, wait. This isn't the Gilcast, is it? What the hell
I wish it was.
What show is this?
How long have you been rehearsing that opening, Sammy?
not long enough.
Not long enough.
I swear to God, it was natural. I'm having a bad show.
Kitchen can't go on vacation, dude. Kitchen can't.
Yeah, okay, so I'm Sammy Reid. We had to get rid of Kitchen because, I mean, frankly, I don't know. His lineups were too good lately. They had to get a fish in here. So here I am.
Well, he played Jeff Driscoll in cash, but also played Christian McCaffrey. So
this is actually, I don't know if you got the notice. This is a forward-thinking show, Davis. So,
all right.
Yeah. So got some White Walker. It's getting lit here on the SWOLECAST. We're joined by Peter Overzet. Peter, ¿cómo están?
Bien. Just so you know, this is normally where you ask for my overview of the week, but actually what we really need to do is tell everyone to smash the subscribe and the like button right now. Smash it. Corporate said to smash the like button.
Below us.
It's down below. I'm doing good, Sammy. I ate ramen noodles with Mexican tap water and lived to see the day. So I'm running good already.
Pat Crane, not so lucky though.
How many man's coins did you spend on your trip?
Man's coins, all of them. That was because I don't have any more money left. I'm down to my last $100, and luckily they take lots of man's coin in Mexico.
Show the people your man's coin inventory. You showed us before.
Yeah, show them the bag.
This is not a deflationary currency.
If anyone needs a man's coin.
We get a referral for. You have to give us referral for anything you sell, though.
Yeah, we got 10% of that. Split 3 ways.
Yeah, well, the referral kickbacks come back in physical crypto as well. So.
True, I did get my man's coin and I didn't.
That's good. Davis actually needs more altcoins to hold right now. I think he's doing pretty well with that. So.
Yeah, if anyone needs any Stellar Lumens, I will give you a discount on Stellar Lumens. I believe their listed price right now is 0 cents. So,
Davis, you look like a snowboarding pro right now.
That's honestly, that's kinder than whatever Kitchen would have said. I'm so glad that he's not here. This is going to be a good show.
Well, you want to know why Davis is so bundled up, right? Because it's Patrick Laird season.
It's Patrick Laird season.
That's why I had to bust out the hat. You know, it's getting a little cold in here with Patrick Laird front moving. He
is an ideal head-to-head GPP play, Peter. No doubt about it.
I need to get terrible Tuttle insurance on this pick later in the show. Don't burst my bubble now, though, Tuttle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Silva said that he was a PPR league winner on Twitter to our old friend, Hello John Moore. No one listening to the show remembers John Moore, but he's a true legend.
He is.
Well, this show is going to be completely off the rails. The one thing Soccer Dave is actually good at is keeping us on pace. I'm not going to do any of that noise. Sacha Baron Cohen 05. Do you have any thoughts on the slate here?
Just that Soccer Dave's actually better at catching a cold than keeping the show on track. I do not know. I do not know an adult that's more sick.
A man cold, Tuttle. A man cold, bro.
A man cold. Guys, I can't make the show today. I can't get to a computer.
Oh, actually, that does remind me. So, Kitchen did die, and I have his ashes here in this Tennessee Titans.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. So if you guys have any questions about stuff in Tennessee, we can see what Dave's aura has to say about it.
Okay, good. We got boots on the ground.
This is important. This is very important because it may or may not be Derrick Henry season. Davis, you want to give us a brief overview of the slate here?
Well, there's only one game with a total north of 48, and that game involves Jameis Winston and Matt Ryan. I think half of the pool is going to go Galaxy brain and just be like, no, dude, the Falcons, they fixed their defense. They intercepted Kyle Allen 4 times. They got it all. They got it all figured out. And if you actually look at that Panthers game, they probably could have scored 40. I think if Kyle Allen would have just been Josh Allen or Brandon Allen, they would have scored 4 touchdowns, I think. Instead, he was the worst Allen of the weekend. So that's your whole weekend is really going to be based on, do you think the Falcons' defensive improvement is real, or is it not? And then how many interceptions does Jameis Winston throw? Is this the game they finally bench him and turn to Ryan Griffin? Or, I don't even know. Is Blaine Gabbert off? No, Blaine Gabbert's still on the injured reserve, so it would be Ryan Griffin's season if Jameis Winston was benched mid-game. So I don't know. So it's whatever you want to do with Tampa Bay, Atlanta. I'm just going to be a chalk donkey and go after it because defenses don't matter. Well,
and also Jameis is the optimal quarterback. He just plays.
He plays in an optimal way.
Yeah, it's all good. So I don't know how you fade him. Tuttle, what are your thoughts on this slate, my man?
Yeah, it's an ugly slate. You're gonna.
It's really ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the running back position you're going to have to do some ugly things. You might have to go back to places you don't want to go back.
There's like 6 good running backs on the whole slate, maybe. One of them being like Kalen Ballage.
Well, let's not.
That is incorrect.
Yeah. Let's not get crazy.
We're 10 minutes in. He said Kalen Ballage.
Yeah, we're already touting.
I was opening it up for Patrick Laird's season, and then Peter didn't take the cue.
No, because you do not mention that guy's name on the Patrick Laird episode of the SWOLECAST. That is blasphemous.
That was disrespectful.
Pete, what are you doing without Arizona on the slate?
Hopefully, actually winning money. What am I doing on this slate? Well, all of my attention is going toward this single entry head-to-head GPP lineup I'm building against Frisco Josh. And
he's really the villain of this show, Frisco Josh.
He is. And my mind is in a bender because he's going to play like 6 guys from the buy low model. And I know this is helpful for everyone else, but that's where I'm at.
Who's on the buy low model this week?
Julio, Odell.
So those guys are locks and anyways.
And
like
actually,
those are going to be
too.
like.
That's my point. He's going to spin this as it was in the buy low. Little do we know. We do know it's all because the Bucs are a funnel defense. That's why Julio is going to go off.
Those guys are literally the two of the 3 highest projected guys in all the projection systems.
And Miami doesn't have Xavier Howard is the reason why.
Oh, no. Oh, what are they going to do without Xavier? Who's going to shadow, dude? Okay, Sammy, can you name another Miami Dolphins defensive player? Go.
Kiko Alonso? Is he still on the team?
Wow. I would have.
There's some guy named Needham, and I only know that.
Oh, Nick Needham. I actually know who that is because Matt Mancharshan came on my podcast and touted him as like a UDFA. But he was like, "Oh, this guy's so sick."
When he came on your podcast, it was like him and Brian Hill later.
Yeah, no, Nick Needham. Nick Needham is legit.
I only know that because I would read like the box score or like the play-by-play, and it'd be like Nick Needham, John Brown, 60-yard reception on Nick Needham, John Brown, 50-yard reception on.
Tackle made by Nick Needham.
Yeah, Nick Needham is our generation's Craig Elo.
All right, let's go to quarterback, boys. Let's talk about all the other quarterbacks who are suboptimal besides Jameis Winston. Pete, start us off, man. Who do you like?
Suboptimal?
Jameis is the optimal quarterback. I don't know if you listen to the Gilcast, but
he listens to the Gilcast, bro.
I would love to stack Laird with Ryan Fitzpatrick at 5,000. Baker Mayfield 5,900. Carson Wentz 5,600.
No, someone obviously has to tout Driscoll at his new like ceiling price. Like someone's got to do it.
Too expensive. Driscoll season's over.
Damn, you hate to see it.
You had one shot, and you missed it. It's okay.
Well, you technically missed it, seeing as how you got 21 from Driscoll and tough scenes. All right, so let's just get my terrible take out of the way now. We can get it out of the way at quarterback so it doesn't have to plague the rest of the show. Dak Prescott is 3rd in the NFL in total fantasy points scored. He is number 1 in the NFL in yards per pass attempt. He's number 1 in the NFL in expected points added. The last time the New England Patriots faced an athletic quarterback with a strong arm, that quarterback put up 37 points on the board against them and made Bill Belichick look like fancy Brian Flores. And I think Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Randall Cobb, these guys are good tournament options, and I would be surprised to see Dak at over 3% owned in like single entry or 3 max.
Sammy Reid. Permission to list off every quarterback that Derek Carty has projected for more points than Dak Prescott.
Permission.
It's everyone. Dak Prescott is.
I have the floor. I have the floor.
Saying this, hit the like and subscribe button down below.
Matt Ryan, Lamar Jackson, Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Jacoby Brissett, Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitchell Trubisky, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Ryan Tannehill, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Nick Foles, and Jeff Driscoll.
We have the same thing at Daily Roto. It's like he is projected for the same amount of fantasy points as Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, he's right below.
You're just too sharp, bro. What are you still doing on the SWOLECAST? You're too sharp for all this now.
I mean, if I'm gonna come on this show every week and be like, I don't know any defensive players. Defenses don't matter. It's not like I can go away from it when this quarterback who's been amazing for fantasy plays in a bad matchup. It's like I gotta be one person or the other. I can't abandon my roots.
All right,
this is just doing this to fire off some more tweets about Dak Prescott MVP. That's all.
I'm getting so many interactions, dude. It's so good. My engagement.
The great part is that you shade Aaron Rodgers during it, which really infuriates the people, and that's really what you're all about.
The people don't like it, and I love it.
Tuttle, what do you think about quarterback this week? Are you on the Dak bandwagon with your boy Davis?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, in cash games, it's kind of looking like Matt Ryan's gonna be the optimal construction. And then
you think Ryan over Jameis?
Yeah, I do. Jameis,
I don't know about that,
bro.
Side bet.
Oh, how did the side bet last week go, Davis?
I paid you in like the first quarter. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember I had to pay you right away.
No, Debo made it a sweat. Davis was galaxy braining and was like,
"Oh, dude, I galaxy."
Debo Samuel's an awesome play, but I'm going to play Kenny Stills over him for $600 more. And so I bet.
I believe it was $500 more.
Oh, my bad.
I played Mohamed Sanu for $1,100 more. Do I win?
At least, even though he was a terrible play, you can at least use the sprained ankle as an excuse now.
How did people not get off of him when N'Keal Harry was active? I mean, I'm the dumbest guy out here, and even I knew not to play Mohamed Sanu.
But he was in Mexico, and like one of the waiters came up, and he's like, "Mohamed Sanu, no bueno." All right, Pete, quarterback for you, man.
I'm legitimately considering Ryan Fitzpatrick. Otherwise, Baker. I like Baker.
Yeah, Baker's like the contrarian chalk, right?
Is he not going to be owned?
He'll be like 8%, I bet. We're back to play the best plays.
The only ownership I care about is what Josh
Frisco Josh.
I mean, if people were smart,
it'll be 0%.
If people wanted to make great lineups, all they would do is use Pete's, play the best plays, and then play like one person from the buy low air model, and then one person from like Ian Harditz's helicopter. That's the winner.
Can I give a fancy stat here?
Oh yeah.
In the sense of this is literally the least fancy stat ever. The Miami Dolphins.
Stat you've ever dropped on the show?
And it might not even be correct. The Miami Dolphins.
Just like the John Brown one last week.
No. The worst one ever was the Delaney Walker one that I just stone cold made up on the spot.
You also said Curtis Samuel wasn't fast earlier this year.
What I meant to say was that Curtis Samuel wasn't good, obviously. So the stat that I have to give is that the Miami Dolphins have not allowed a 300-yard passer all year because every team is just up by so many points on them. And I think that the Miami Fail Browns or the Cleveland Fail Browns may be the first team to be in a competitive game against them and throw for 300 yards. So that's the fancy stat.
That was the floral hoodie of stats right there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right. Any last quarterback takes? I
like Darnold a lot. The Raiders have the worst pass rush in the NFL, and the Jets also have a bad pass rush, but a good run defense. So that Jets-Raiders game is my pick for the gross game of the week that like randomly is like 38-20 or 35-28 or whatever.
Who do you stack him with? Are you like Team Ryan Griffin, or are you like Jamison Crowder?
Crowder, yeah.
Yeah.
Crowder just gets 5 for 50 every week, and he like might randomly score like he did last week. Actually, I think he scored 3 weeks in a row.
Would you Robbie Anderson him at all?
Is that a play the best plays, Pete? What does that fall under?
That falls under the Will Fuller martingale system, where you just play every single week until
you play till you get the 92-yard touchdown.
I wish I was kidding.
You just play 3 targets each week, hoping he thinks one.
And then the 1 week he goes off, he's 40% owned. You move up like 5 spots.
Not if you full fade him in cash and single entry like we did.
This is a reverse Martindale. Ended up broke.
Reverse Martingale is just called gambling, Sammy.
We have missed every slate breaking receiver.
The Christian Kirk 45 burger that me, you, and Nate all were just like, no thanks, we don't need that.
It's good. I'm gonna play
Kirk was out.
Kirk played on the outside though, so it was good. It was a good decision making process.
It was a good process.
I'm so broke.
This show.
Oh, Mike Honcho is so tilted right now.
Oh boy.
All right, we got to make a DraftKings team.
Yeah, we want to make we got to talk about running back first. We got to talk about good running backs.
Dude, that's not how the show goes, bro. We do DK, then we do running backs.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hell with it. I don't care. Let's make a team. Who gives a damn?
All right, let's guys. We should just make Peter's head-to-head GPP team right now.
Yeah, you have to. Peter has to play
DraftKings, or are you like Yahoo only now?
I would.
He's on Fantasy Up.
I now play on Los DraftKings, which is a Mexican-only version of DraftKings, where I get my salary in pesos, so I'm able to jam in all the studs.
All right, pull it up, Pete. You're first.
Patrick Laird, 3,400.
Jesus.
Mate,
you're welcome. I just gave you access to all the other good plays.
This is a cash game.
This is a head-to-head cash game GPP lineup.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Davis, go ahead.
Well, I will. Since we have Patrick Laird, I'm just going to take Michael Thomas instead of Julio Jones. Then
you're welcome.
It's head-to-head GPP season.
Yep. Tuts.
I hate this week. N'Keal Harry.
Oh! Such a good head-to-head GPP play.
Oh, I mean, you can play him in cash, honestly.
Yeah.
Cash lineup. This is good,
dude. So we're making a studs lineup.
Yeah.
So far we've taken 3 studs. Let's see if Sammy can keep it going with a 4th stud.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but I've stepped in as the boots on the ground guy. I have it on good authority that there's a huge pass funnel going on.
Oh God.
Going on in Tennessee, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big funnel defense. It's Derrick Henry season at a nice 6.9K.
You just said it was a pass funnel.
Well, it's a run. It's a reverse pass funnel. It's like a differential funnel. You know?
A differential funnel. Got it. Right. Does this mean that this is going to be the first time that Derrick Henry gets a second reception on the year?
Unlikely. If Derrick Henry, he might run for as many yards as like pounds he weighs, though, and that's a lot of draft.
That's a lot of pounds.
Sammy, do you know what a funnel is when you put it upside down?
Is it a cap of some sort?
It's a
gnome
cap.
hat.
It's a dunce cap. That's what we think about funnel defenses on this show.
No, it's a real thing.
It's back to you, head-to-head GPP boy.
Oh wow.
Lineup's looking great with Patrick Laird.
Yeah, lineup's looking good.
All right, let's get him in. A little correlation play with Patrick Laird, Odell Beckham.
This is good head-to-head. This play this in cash, of course.
This is actually better than my usual cash lineup.
Yeah, so this is like already. We all have players who are projected to see the field. So Remember that time? Remember the time Nate played Martavis Bryant in cash when he was on the Raiders?
I remember.
He got like 0 targets.
He didn't play. He just did not get on the field.
The model, bro. He had to follow the model.
Had to follow the model.
Tuttle?
No, it's me.
That's only one Nate Noling dig, right? We have to get at least 2 more to hit the over.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna hit the Patrick Laird correlation and go Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
There we go. See, this is when you build a lineup, you have to tell a story. And the story that this lineup is telling is Patrick Laird goes for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. The Browns just come out
they got to sling it in the
Odell.
second half.
Has to tell a story. This tells a great story.
I'm bought in. What's your piece of the story, Tuttle?
I don't have a story, but I have a song.
Story.
But I have a song.
Ooh.
Oh, I like this.
E-I-E-I-O.
Ooh, he's going back to it.
No, this is actually tilting because I can't plug in my cheap tight end.
Vance McDonald.
Dude, Sammy was so ready to tout Caden Smith. You guys have no idea. We've been talking about Caden Smith all week.
Way to go, Tuttle. You blew it all, man.
I saved the listeners.
E-I-E-I-O.
Dude, this lineup is sharp, bro.
Oh man, so we have an average of 53.50 to get a defense.
So if you play Schmalvin Schmara, you can play the Schmenver Schmonkos against the Schmuffalo Schmills.
I wish.
That's her way of filling out the lineup without actually filling it out.
I wish DraftKings had a $200 defense so we could plug in McCaffrey.
Yeah. McCaffrey doesn't really fit with the story I'm trying to tell.
Yeah, it doesn't really. There's only one white running back that we're jamming in this week.
One Whitey Max.
I call Christian McCaffrey Fat Patrick Laird.
I call Patrick Laird evolutionary Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some running backs. You guys have obviously talked about the optimal play, Patrick Laird, quite a bit. Who are these secondary guys that we're actually going to jam in? There's a lot of these nasty guys. Tuttle talked a little bit about some of the bad players that jobbed us last week. Miles Sanders, Brian Hill, etc. Davis, are you going back to your boy in cash?
So we adjusted his rates on dailyroto.com. We brought his yards per carry down. We brought his expected market share of the rushes down. We brought just everything related to Brian Hill. We brought it down.
Expected podcast appearances,
and he's still our 4th highest value running back.
That's not true.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh,
He's projected for, we have him projected for 58% market share of the carries, which was less than he had last week, 10% market share of the targets, which was what he had last week. We brought his yards per carry down to 3.8, and he is still projected to score 15.73 DraftKings points.
Dude, my family has been eating Kraft mac and cheese all week because of Brian Hill.
Humble brag being able to be better than Maruchan ramen noodles.
No, I mean
that was a humble brag. Step up.
That was very braggy.
Hey,
he actually has
those were legitimately good and hit the spot. So just gonna say. I will say, David, you have to lock button Brian Hill because not only is he your, podcast guest, but he's going against the funnel defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Panthers were supposed to be a funnel defense, dude.
No, I know. I'm just saying that if you truly
reverse funnel because the Buccaneers are the reverse funnel.
Reverse funnel, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got to lock it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. The conversation doesn't even end with Brian Hill because we have another monumental cuck to deal with in the form of Miles Sanders.
monumental cuck, Miles Sanders.
So Miles Sanders played 85% of the snaps and had 17 opportunities and turned it into 6.7 DraftKings points. Is that correct?
Yes.
You know what they say when you got a chance to feed Boston Scott, you got to feed Boston Scott.
He's got to do it.
I think I think low key the Eagles want to give him carries because he's short, and it like people. I think they're gonna like trick people into thinking he's Derek Sproles or Darren Sproles. I think that's why they like him. That's been my Boston Scott take.
I'm in the Discord, and Chow thinks Howard might play this week, which would put a little damper on the Sanders. But don't take my word.
So we're kind of locked into Brian Hill then.
That's just one less epic loser that you don't have to play.
Jesus. Can I get a Philip Lindsay take from you, Tuttle? Right at the same price point. Lindsay's getting more carries, etc.
They don't throw to the running backs anymore, though. Brandon Allen targeting the running backs 9% of the time compared to Flacco 26% of the time.
Too much Noah Fant, bro.
We got the coach seat before last game, though, for Philip Lindsay. Came true. Was on the field, I think, about 65% of the snaps. Saw some pretty decent touch totals as well. Buffalo, they're another funnel defense, right? Buffalo?
I think Buffalo just is good against everything.
No,
right?
They've been bad against the run.
I think Pete knows.
No, they've been.
Do people know that funnel, like it's just people know it's not real.
100% real.
Like, they gotta know.
This is like telling kids that Santa Claus is not real. Do not do this.
My entire Twitter feed is literally color-coded charts of where teams give up points.
This is like fantasy football analysis from like legit 2015. Like, come on.
Buffalo ranks 27th in DVOA against the rush. There you go. Fun.
Sammy, can you blow a smoke ring?
Yeah, you're damn right I can.
Do it.
Just hang out. I got to take a sip of White Walker first.
Okay.
I mean, you guys go ahead. You know, don't let me hold you up.
Well, I mean, okay. So first of all, we all agree Alvin Kamara is like best play of the slate, both sides. Like he's just the number one play.
I'll allow it. Very nice.
Are we not playing Christian McCaffrey?
There's no Driscoll to get us there this week, I don't think.
Bro, I'm going to play Christian McCaffrey on a week where I shouldn't and not play.
Well, also, we have Christian McCaffrey projected for 22.6 DraftKings points and Alvin Kamara projected for 22.1. So now, granted, McCaffrey literally beats his projection. He has failed to beat it only once, but it's enough to give me pause. Panthers have like an 18 team total.
Christ. All right. I'm going to play McCaffrey, I think. Just jam him in. I need to chase those dollars, bro.
But how do you get Julio and Beckham in cash with McCaffrey? I don't think you can do it, man.
Beckham in cash?
I feel like he's like almost maybe more of a lock than Julio is.
You just play N'Keal Harry, bro.
Well, you can do both. You can do all three.
You basically need the lineup we made earlier.
Yeah.
Serious question is Odell and is Julio, are either of them even the best wide receivers on their team?
I mean, if Jarvis Landry being at 6,300 is like making me question some things about like faith and life and my place in the universe, and the fact that he's like a legitimately good play at that price is making me question things even more. So I don't know. Le'Veon Bell, he is going to be overprojected, I think, by every system because they don't realize that he played 58% of the snaps last week and was losing red zone touches to one Mr. Bilal Powell, who I learned this week has been in the NFL since 2012.
Was he playing defense before and we just didn't know?
Dude, it's like he's been here forever. It's crazy.
I don't know. I think one of the things about Bell last week is he was kind of on hurt, right? And this week he's off of the injury report. Do you think that has something to do with it?
He's been on the injury report with like 4 different things. He's had like a shoulder and a knee, and now he's like complaining about being drug tested too much by the NFL. It's like, and also I think that this team finally started scoring points. They've scored 34 points in back-to-back weeks. And the trend that you can tie there is that they just let Darnold do his thing. They've been letting him like roll out of the pocket and, doing a lot of like 10 personnel, which I think was always what they should have done anyways, and it's working for them. I do not love Le'Veon Bell as a play this week, and our stuff at Daily Road is really high on him, and I kind of don't buy it.
Tuttle, what do you think about running back? We're going to have kind of some clear chalk. I do think Kamara is going to be the clear chalk. What do you like in GPPs that's kind of a pivot off that if you're not going with him?
We actually do have Le'Veon. Jamino and I have Le'Veon as the highest owned running back this week on DraftKings, just because of the price point. His game logs are pretty solid, even though his efficiency's been not very good. In his favor is that he fully practiced Wednesday. I think that's the first time he's fully practiced on Wednesday, I think, this season. So, yeah, I do think Le'Veon actually could be one of the higher-owned running backs just because of the price tag on DraftKings. Otherwise, Derrick Henry we have up there as one of the higher-owned guys as well. Who else do we have? And then Kamara. So we have it listed: Le'Veon Bell, 23%, Alvin Kamara, 22%. And then this is the lowest we've had C-Mac this year at 18%. And then Derrick Henry at 16%.
When you get CMC that low, does that make you more likely to play him in tournaments because he's the best player and he's not going to be as widely owned? Or is it just one of those points where he doesn't project out that well and he's mega expensive, et cetera?
I think you can play him in tournaments. And I'm more likely to play him in tournaments in this spot. I think a lot of it has to do with, at this point, the lack of faith and value on the slate. Like people, I legitimately think right at this point, we're recording this on a Thursday, that N'Keal Harry probably is the best option. And we saw your guys' reactions to N'Keal Harry. Like, people are going to be playing Tim Patrick. I've seen Tim Patrick touted.
Here's the thing about Tim Patrick. Absolutely no. Do not do that.
Exactly. That's my point. People are touting Tim Patrick. People will be playing Tim Patrick.
I have the cheap wide receiver that you need to make it all work. Well, there are two guys. And I will tell you,
Gage.
I'll tell you the guy I have saved in my lineup right now, and then I'll tell you the actual good projection play. The guy I have saved in my lineup right now is Randall Cobb, and no one else should do that. That's just for me. That's a gold star Mattek play. The guy who actually projects to be a useful player is Nelson Aguilar, who's 4,000, and no one ever plays him because he's like the worst player of all time. But every time he starts, and Alshon doesn't play, he gets like 10 targets and he grinds out 12 DraftKings points. Like that's the cheap wide receiver play.
Pete, what's Chow saying about Jeffrey?
He actually left me a voicemail earlier. He said Jeffrey ankle was a limited participant in practice on Thursday.
Yeah,
and leave your email.
Alshon could be the cheap guy.
Oh yeah, I mean Alshon's he's the same price as Cobb.
Yeah, Alshon could be the cheap guy. I'm guessing. Davis does this thing where he eventually comes around to the good plays. And I'm guessing once they take Sanu out of their projections at Daily Roto, that he's going to come around to N'Keal Harry.
Here's the thing.
Tuttle,
I don't know, man.
To the Gilcast before?
What's that?
Have you ever listened?
I have not.
So I can confirm he doesn't actually get back to the good plays. That's not something that happens.
He will if either TJ or Andrew Wiggins talks him into it. I'm pretty sure he played Kenny Stills only because TJ backed him last week on Kenny Stills.
Our stuff liked him. The D.D. Westbrook play, that was on me. Boomer Sooner. I gotta live that lifestyle. I gotta be about what I'm about.
How hard is it, Davis, when you pull up the salaries this week? You see D.D. Westbrook there.
Dude, I actually emailed
fluttering.
I actually emailed my DraftKings VIP player representative and had them just remove D.D. Westbrook from my version of the site. So when I get on DraftKings, I just actually am not have to force to look at him. So he could be minimum salary and I would not be able to play him.
I have
it's not really a self-exclude. It's a DD exclude.
It's just a DD exclude. Like the times I've played DD Westbrook this year in DraftKings cash game, he's gotten 0.0 DraftKings points and left injured, and 5.6 DraftKings points. And Deebo Samuel, I believe, got 24.4. So
I actually have a similar setup with my DK representative, and basically the arrangement is they set my balance to 3 zeros after every single Sunday.
There's like a 95% Mike Honcho believes that Davis actually does not have D.D. Westbrook in his player pool. And has the ability to do that.
Whoever the person who said Aberjamari the first time was, they are the person that thinks I for real have that ability to hook up on DK.
Yep, 100%.
All right, Pete, I need more Chow insight. There's some situations going on, obviously in New England. We talked about that a little bit with Sanu. Also need to know what's going on in Pittsburgh. Boots on the ground. What's Chow say?
Boots on the ground. So it's funny. I was on like an hour call with him. We were going game by game, and we got to that Pittsburgh game. Like the connection kind of got fuzzy, and he kind of cut out. But
was this the point where he asked you to enter your email address?
Yes,
guys. It's totally free. All you got to do is put your email in and sign up for the site.
Yeah, I don't know. So my analysis on this situation is I think I saw one tweet that was like the Steelers might be trotting out one of the worst position groups in the NFL. And I was like, whoa, this seems real. So
seems real, bro.
So I think you play Vance. I think you play basically who's ever healthy, man.
Well, I mean, do we want to have a real conversation about Jalen Samuels? If Dante Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster and Connor are for sure not playing, I think they left the door open for Johnson to play. But I mean, if Connor's out, the wide receivers are out. I mean, couldn't he realistically get 10 targets, 7 carries? Like, Sammy, you're the Yinzer, bro. What's up?
Boots on the ground, Pittsburgh fan.
Boots on the ground.
Dude, I cannot pay 7.2 for a guy who's probably not going to get goal line carries. I just think it's too much. In the
it's context, like, is it like playing 4 wide receivers in cash?
I mean, yeah, if none of them are Christian Kirk, yeah. Absolutely.
Sammy Watkins over Christian Kirk, the Galaxy brain play of our lifetime.
Love you, Nate. See you Monday. Yeah, I like Samuels. I'd play him in my seasonal teams, but yeah, I'm not paying 7.2 on DraftKings for him.
So we've been talking about running back for 30 minutes and have neglected to name one play we like other than Alvin Kamara.
Brian Hill, obviously. Patrick Laird.
Lindsey.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell.
Derrick Henry.
Hey,
Jalen Samuels has a nice price tag on FanDuel.
So you can, I mean, obviously you only get half PPR there, but I think it's an easier fit than it is on DraftKings for sure. I mean, we kind of like filtered into receiver though. Like,
can I just ask one question? I mean, is Saquon Barkley dead at 7,900? I mean, what's
dude, that price? Yeah, that price is crazy. You see that price, and then you're like,
maybe if he was like
still shouldn't play him.
4,500. Saquon Barkley is dead last in Football Outsiders success rate. He's been worse than David Montgomery this season from a per carry standpoint.
So happy to tout Sam Darnold and not Saquon Barkley.
It's sad, dude. Honestly, it's sad that the Giants drafted him and they just like they're just ruining because Saquon is a really fun player and he should have had an awesome career, and instead he gets to be this symbol of like the internet being frustrated with how stupid management is, and no one will ever really get to appreciate how good he is because he is Gettleman's guy.
Yeah. All right, let's get the show a little bit back on the rails. Wide receiver. Julio is obviously going to be the chalk. Playing him in DraftKings, in all cash lineups, etc. Tuttle, talk to me a little bit about what you're doing at the high end in tournaments. Are you like eating the chalk, or do you think there's some good pivots up there?
There's some decent pivots. I will say the thing, like, it's tough not to play Julio, but at the same time, like, his target share has been really underwhelming this season. It's only at 22%.
Low Whopper, bro.
Yeah, he's got the low Whopper. Target share is bad this season. Obviously, Hooper out of there should help normalize things a little bit, but still, it's like this isn't the Julio of old, but it's a tremendous matchup for him. Davis kind of already alluded to it with our cash game, with our cash game GPP DK lineup. Michael Thomas is probably not going to see a whole lot of ownership just because of the price tag.
Yeah, I think this week I'd rather play Thomas than McCaffrey if I'm looking to get weird, because the price discrepancy still allows you to make better lineups with Thomas, and they're both going to be similarly low owned.
Well, if you're thinking GPP too, Thomas will get you the leverage off of Kamara, who's going to be the highest owned Saints player. So he makes a lot of sense in tournaments as well. But yeah, I think you can still get some decent ownership numbers on even the other side of this Atlanta game. I think will be the most popular game to stack, but I think Godwin will probably be the lowest owned receiver of the Evans, Julio, Ridley, Godwin. I think of that grouping, Godwin will be lowest owned. So yeah, I like Godwin quite a bit as kind of a GPP pivot off of some of those other guys.
Do you think that Edelman has enough upside in tournaments with all the other guys out?
Yes. Yeah. His
especially on DK where he might legit get like 14 receptions if this game gets competitive.
I mean,
he could have the game that people were chasing, the Mohamed Sanu game people were chasing, where he legit gets
too soon, bro. Too soon. I've been drinking all week after Mohamed Sanu. Bro. He owes my family so much money. Davis, you said that you liked Randall Cobb, which is completely baffling and perplexing. Talk to me a little bit about what you think of some of the other options. Amari Cooper, perhaps. What do you think of the other options there for Dallas?
Well, the reason that I mentioned Cobb is that Amari Cooper only played 55% of the snaps for the team last week and really did not play much in the second half at all. And when the team needed to score, they found Randall Cobb a couple times. And basically that's been his role this year. He's just gotten all the really like layup, like up the seam targets basically. And when he's had a good game, he's just connected on one of those. Probably not a very good cash play. Of course, that's why he's saved in my head-to-head GPP lineup right now. I will say though, I would take Tuttle's money if we were wagering on low-owned wide receivers in the 6,000 to 7,000s. I think Amari Cooper will be less owned than Chris Godwin. I think that Amari Cooper he might not even be 1% owned in like single entry stuff.
Oh, he'll be more than 1%. But no, I said of
just
that
of the 7Ks.
Yeah, Atlanta game, the 4 guys in the Atlanta game.
All right, Pete. The second highest total game is Philadelphia and Seattle. Both of these teams not so good against the pass. What kind of options from these games do you think you'll be considering in your GPP head-to-heads?
So, Sammy, normally Dave will just kind of like give me more of a canvas to work with and not pigeonhole me into just one game. So I'm a little triggered right now. I think the best I can probably do is just like name receivers that are in that game. Tyler Lockett is a receiver. We talked about the real question. I know I'm friends with Chow here, but I mean, is Lockett is he just good to go?
What did Chow say in the Discord?
He said, please stop texting me and don't ever talk to me again.
I like you, bro, but don't text me.
I like you, bro, but don't text me.
I like you, bro, but enter your email or I can't talk to you anymore.
Big time inside joke for Tuttle and I there. Everyone else finding that hilarious. Here's the thing: if one Mr. Tyler Lockett, if we get intel, boots on the ground information that he does not play, Josh Gordon, quite cheap on DraftKings.com to consider for your head-to-head GPPs.
Him and N'Keal Harry, finally the Patriots breakout week.
How is the West Coast weed? Is it good?
Bro, it's so good. Oh, wait. I don't know.
Yeah, Sammy boots on the ground with the West Coast weed. Can tell us if
it's in the clouds, bro.
Will Gordon be lit this week?
Hang on. We do have to talk about one guy that I know Davis likes. His targets over the past 4 weeks look like a cell phone bar just going up 9, 10, 11, 15. DJ Moore at 6,400. His price tag still hasn't caught up to his role.
Here's the thing about DJ Moore. Love him. Think he's great. He might have Julio Jones disease where he's actually not allowed to score touchdowns by the bylaws of the NFL.
I don't need touchdowns if I get 15 targets.
Yeah, if you're playing head-to-head GPPs, I think he's a pretty strong play. 6,400 though. I mean, can we talk? I'm Curtis Samuel's having literally the most inefficient year of like any wide receiver ever. It's crazy.
Number one buy low model
every week. I'm sure
he actually isn't in it. Surprisingly,
no way.
Dude, Josh redacts him, bro.
Who's redacted?
Mike Williams.
Well, the real redacted is Mike Williams, but the second redacted's got to be Curtis Samuel.
And who is the first? Who's the fat guy?
Kelvin, the fat guy,
Wait,
Mike Williams.
So is redacted basically like a cheap way of being able to victory lap the guys that hit, but then like taking no credit for the guys that always miss?
That's what this week is the Josh Hermsmeyer roast week, and Tuttle just got the mic. Let's go.
Redacted is Josh saying, I do not have a mathematical way to discredit this, but it just feels like this guy sucks to me.
I don't want this guy on my record that's not going to win.
Right, exactly.
Tuttle, low priced receivers, like besides the guys we talked about a little bit, N'Keal Harry, etc. Who are some of the low price guys you're looking at? You think can smash?
I don't think there's much more out there. We mentioned the potential of Josh Gordon. I'm not playing Randall Cobb. Screw that.
Randall Cobb's not even cheap, dude. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here.
4,800 for Randall Cobb.
1,800 less than Amari Cooper, and he's had one good game in the last 3.5 seasons.
He's on the buy high model, dude. 2 straight weeks of 100-yard bonus and a touchdown.
We got the Tyler Boyd squeaky wheel, right?
Dude, I'm pretty sure that Ryan Finley can't quiet a squeaky wheel with that pop gun ass arm of his.
Well, Auden Tate's basically dead.
Yeah.
So there's even more targets to go around in that Bengals offense.
It looks like Ryan Finley is throwing paper airplanes.
Tuttle, I do not even know you. Tuttle, I do not even know you if you don't tout Scotty Miller this week.
It's true, dude. That's really your brand.
6 targets last week.
Dude, I haven't even checked up on that game, but they change things so often there in Tampa Bay between Scotty Miller. Did Perriman get hurt? Is that what happened?
I don't know. Chow's he's not good.
They just changed between Perriman, Scotty Miller. Who was the dude I touted really early in the year? Bobo. Yeah.
No one touting Hunter Renfrow.
No,
he's not.
Hunter Renfrow over the last month of the season is wide receiver 18 in PPR.
Yeah, he's cucking Darren Waller.
He sent Darren Waller to the woodshed right as Nate started playing him at 6K.
There's 3. We hit our over.
I mean, I just want Renfrow to succeed because he provides good Twitter drama. So if you're like having a bad DFS week, you can just follow the Hunter Renfrow Twitter drama between Scott Barrett and Jeff Collins.
Hey, you guys, corporate's messaging me right now. They say like and subscribe and move on to tight end. So
no, we got to do the FanDuel team.
Yeah.
All right, FanDuel.
Like and subscribe below.
FanDuel, NFL, DraftKings.
Don't just like it, guys. Smash the like button. You guys haven't watched enough vloggers to know how to do this.
Yeah. Pete's you've been doing a lot of research for your head-to-head GPP series.
I have.
Is that Paul Bunyan over there?
Oh yeah. It is. Just hacking away.
Pete, I've been smashing the White Walker button over here. I'm feeling pretty good.
I could tell the way you really jumping around the format of the show.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like slurring everything. I wish that Tuttle was drinking Trulies with me. I feel like such a degenerate right now.
I haven't had a Truly since the Truly Blitz show. Had to cut back on those.
At least your experience with that was better than Michael Leone's. I'm pretty sure that Michael Leone's wife was just so done with him after his appearance on the head-to-head GPP Galaxy Brain show with Mexico GP Pete.
Even the DMs I was getting from Dink, I thought Dink was gonna fire Leone or something. It seemed bad over there.
Dink had to cover Leone's whole night of NBA alerts. If Dink had plans or was going out that night, he would have had to have canceled them because Leone was MIA.
Oh my goodness!
Just hanging out, praying to the porcelain god. I get it. All right, FanDuel. Tuttle, start us off, man.
FanDuel, we talked about him a little bit. Let's go with Jalen Samuels here at the nice price tag.
Love it.
Isn't he a worse play on FanDuel?
He's just a better price point on FanDuel.
Yeah,
nice. It's nice.
Well, because Derrick Henry's 8,400 on FanDuel.
Isn't Fournette 7K though?
Yeah, Fournette's a good FanDuel play too.
Look at me knowing FanDuel prices, dude.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I'm so sharp, it's crazy.
Surprised you even knew how to get to the.
How much do you have in your FanDuel account right now?
$272.08.
Wow, dude.
Oh, I have more than you, bro.
I mean, I've just been since Kitchen started making fun of me, I've just been using my FanDuel points I have left over from when I played on this site in college, and this is what I've grinded it up to.
In 2 weeks, Davis is gonna have a 1K on FanDuel.
Challenge you on FanDuel, bro.
Dude, send me head-to-heads on FanDuel, bro. Actually, don't, because I'm pretty sure every time I log onto this website, it takes me 19 minutes to do anything because the interface is it's like GeoCities, dude.
And then you can't click anything because there's just that thing.
It's the click here for latest news and offers.
No, No, I don't want to click there.
You guys know this show is sponsored by FanDuel, right?
It's sponsored by head-to-head GPPs on DraftKings.
Handful.
That was a really good voice crack.
the hot take of Davis. Davis, who are you taking? Are you taking Fournette?
Oh, no, I'm not going to take Fournette. I am going to take. Oh, dude. Bo Scarborough.
Oh, I knew it for some reason. I knew it.
Oh my God, David.
I just knew it.
And you get mad at me for bringing over my season-long takes. Oh,
I love Bo Scarborough. This dude, he's huge. He's like 6'4", 240. He's like Fournette, but built instead of fat.
This is the running back that has captured your heart and imagination? Oh my God.
You're right. He is no Patrick Laird.
Oh God. If we could just jam in Patrick Laird as our third.
Dude, Scarborough legit. I think that was the most efficient. And I think that was the most points scored on the ground by any Detroit Lions running back this year.
I mean, anytime you can just get the Driscoll Scarborough teammates. Dude, that zone read is unstoppable. Yeah.
It's like, why would you play Brian Hill in the highest point total game of the week when you could have Bo Scarborough for $900 more?
Dude, okay, I'm gonna send you a picture of Bo Scarborough, and you're gonna see why.
Dude, look at his picture on FanDuel. His shoulders are so wide.
He is huge.
We should just pick based on pictures.
I call Bo Scarborough Fat Bo Scarborough.
Dude, look at Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is swole.
That was gonna
All right, I'm taking Caden Smith. I'm jumping in here. We're having Caden Smith lineup now.
What?
So play this in all your head-to-head GPPs.
I didn't think our lineups could get worse with Soccer Dave off the show.
Hey, Davis, what do you think the odds are that I play Caden Smith in cash games?
Assuming that he's 2,500 on DK, and you're gonna try and find a way to play McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, and Keel Harry and Caden Smith are going to be a big part of it.
I literally just figured. I didn't know who Caden Smith was until Sammy just said his name. What is he? The third string tight end?
He's the first string tight end.
I need us. So in baseball season, Sammy's like a wizard with prospects. So do we have a Caden Smith's scouting report, Sammy?
Yeah, we do. So Caden is like a really cool name. And so I think in high school, like, dude, he was just bagging a bunch of chicks and he's got a bunch of confidence and it's just lit. And this is his coming out party. So
he ran a 4.9240.
Are you on Player Profiler? Because I can't even find it.
Yeah, he's not even on Player Profiler.
You spelled Caden wrong.
No, he wasn't even on Player Profiler.
He's not a player is the thing.
Here's the thing. He was basically a right tackle at Stanford and is a rookie tight end who's going to start because Rhett Ellison has a concussion and Evan Ingram has a hurt foot.
Well, good news is Caden Smith is ready to go out, compete, and have fun. According to the San Francisco 49ers website.
That's right. And then there's going to be chicks after the game for good old Caden.
That's what I say every time I submit my single entry lineup. Just want to go out, have fun. And then there's never chicks after the game.
All right. So we have a pretty nice cash lineup here on FanDuel. Started Jalen Samuels, Bo Scarborough, Caden.
Jesus Christ.
This has to be the worst lineup in SWOLECAST history.
Dude, are you? I'm registering this in the $100 single entry on FanDuel. Faux show.
Let's see it, Overzet. How can you make this team any better?
Well, so here's the thing. Like, if you guys want to know how the sausage gets made, you play way too much Baker and Odell on DK, so then you come over to FanDuel and you have to hedge it out with some Nick Chubb. So there you go. Nick Chubb.
Dude, Nick Chubb is like
the Chubb play.
He's like the leading candidate to have people just like tilting on Twitter, being like, "What are they doing? Why isn't Nick Chubb out there on the goal line?"
He's our generation's Josh Jacobs.
Kareem Hunt caught another touchdown.
Chubb still saw it. 27 carries last game for Chubb.
And 0 targets, I think, right?
One target.
Yeah.
Still 27 touches.
That's probably a throwaway too.
Like 10 of those carries legit came on the last 2 drives though. If you go look at it, it's like they were just like, okay, we're putting Kareem Hunt back on ice.
All right. Riveting tale.
All right, back to me.
Yeah.
Back to me.
They're never gonna let me back on the show again.
Let's go with Do we want QB or wide receiver?
I like receivers, man.
Okay, well, I mean, if we're playing Caden Smith, then we obviously have bring it. We have to bring it back.
Oh yeah.
With Allen Robinson and Mitchell Trubisky.
I really thought you were going to say Taylor Gabriel to fit the theme of the rest of the lineup.
No, Trubisky to Allen Robinson sack.
We're not playing Mitchell Trubisky.
We are.
Davis, we have to in this lineup. I mean, it's already the grossest thing I've ever seen.
I'm playing this in the Millie Maker for sure.
Look, Bo Scarborough.
The hell you are, Tuttle, or else we're chopping it.
Like, we're all duping this. Yeah. Here's the thing: Bo Scarborough and Caden Smith were just legit good plays. Trubisky is a step too far.
Davis stops after Caden.
It's correlation.
Like, that's
correlation.
It's true. Correlation does make Trubisky better. Okay, so it's my pick then?
Yep.
All right, I'll play the best plays, Mike Evans.
It's lit. I'm gonna
pretty sure we can play whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's just jam in like Philip Dorsett and then play like $5,000.
Well, if you want,
contrarian at defense.
If you want, you could go Shmij Schmark and the Schmayans against the Washington professional football team. If you wanted to fill this lineup out,
we can fill this lineup out. It's FanDuel. It's DraftKings that has the TOS.
Oh, the terms of service. Got it.
Okay.
So who are we picking at wide receiver? Whose turn is it?
It's mine, but I'm not picking a receiver. I'm picking the Bengals defense at 3,800 because I want a defense against Mason Rudolph. I just want them to beat him over the head all day. And
so they are actually like one of the better point per dollar plays on DraftKings specifically too at 2,100.
Yeah. DraftKings at 2,100. They're great. I'll probably play them in cash.
Man, I will say that leaves us a little awkward here, though.
Yeah, can't we get up to Julio?
No, we don't want Julio. This is a cash lineup.
Julio's too volatile for cash.
Yeah, too volatile, bro. Yeah.
So if we did get up to Julio,
dude, we could just go down to Godwin from Evans.
That works too. I'm down with that.
Davis?
Millie Maker.
Yep. Here it is.
Hang on.
No, we have Jalen Samuels against our defense. I'm dropping Bengals to Jets.
Oh,
let's all run our own slight variation of this, and then we'll sweep the top of the millie.
I'm gonna go.
We can cross book it so we can split the 300K.
All right. So we're all putting this in the Sunday Million, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm going Bo Scarborough, J.D. McKissick correlation play. Scarborough gets them up in the never mind.
That would be reverse. I don't even know how you can spin that correlation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in Washington defense on that because you need to be able to tell a story.
Okay. At the end of it. I'm taking out Chubb. I'm putting in Laird so I can afford the Bears defense with Trubisky and Allen Robinson.
I mean, I don't see how we don't win. Let's talk about tight end a little bit. I'm sure there are good plays out there besides Caden Smith. I'm not sure who
there actually aren't. There are 0 good tight end plays. We have on DraftKings, we have one tight end with a positive value, and it's 0.04.
Zach Ertz.
It's Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
I don't think you can play Ertz in cash though. He's $6K.
No. What do you think about Goddard if Jeffrey ends up playing?
He's probably, like, honest to God, I never thought I'd say this, but he's probably just a lock.
Really? Even if Jeffrey plays?
So these are your choices if you don't play.
Give me Vance over Goddard.
Give me Gesicki over
Goddard.
Why does everyone love Goddard? He gets like 4 targets a game. He has to get in the end zone.
And Gesicki's doing what?
Check it. Go ahead.
6 targets a game. Oh, what is his before and after the asterisk tweet from Silva?
I haven't looked into those splits. How are we looking?
Here, I'll say this. Actually, the Mega Mind play is Noah Fant, who has the most targets on the Denver Broncos since Emmanuel Sanders was traded and had a 30% target share last week.
Not even a Mega Mind play, just a flat out good play. Like, Fant is actually good, I think.
Playing Brandon Allen's tight end on the road at the Buffalo Bills is indeed a Mega Mind play.
Yeah. Defensive matchup against tight end. You got to consider that for sure.
It's more like a kid from Arkansas playing outside in November in New York, trying to target
the Arkansas home.
Yeah, we got.
Are you afraid that Patrick Milano and like Jordan Poyer are going to cover him well?
My boots just got on the ground so hard. I think they're stuck in the ground right now.
Defenses don't matter, but hometowns do.
Brandon Allen also probably is not from Arkansas. It's just where he went to college.
All right, true. Other tight end takes. Let's wrap this up quick. I've been running a loose show. Let's be honest.
I mean, you can't play Waller, I don't think.
Nope.
His target share is just dead. What does Delaney Walker cost? If he's back this week, I would maybe be kind of interested in him.
He's not uber cheap. 38.
38. I would say he's like kind of in that same Goddard font. Like it's just like he's either going to get you 6 DraftKings points or score a touchdown.
Pete, can you open up the buy high model and tell me where Cameron Brate ranks now?
He destroyed the model. The model actually redacted every single other name and just put Cameron Brate in sparkling golden letters.
Sparkling gold letters.
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, is OJ Howard just like dust there?
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, so I think Brate actually might be a legit play because if Perryman is going to be on the bench and Howard's going to be on the bench, Jameis has actually shown like he'll throw to Cameron Brate. Unlike OJ Howard.
He doesn't like Howard.
I saw an interesting, if I can make my first real point of the show, I saw this really interesting tweet today showing how OJ Howard's route tree changed from last year to this year. And basically he went from running a ton of like 9 routes and post routes to running like a ton of out routes, which like, I can't think of a quarterback who wants to throw a 6-yard out less than Jameis Winston. So like, it's kind of like Arians just didn't want him to be targeted that much.
That's a great film take, Davis. I'm happy that you brought
that had nothing to do with film. I saw a statistical plotting of all of his targets and all of his routes ran. So
Davis was grinding the film late at night.
Davis has been watching so much.
He was charting the game by himself.
The only film I've watched is Patrick Laird at the University of California.
Grown ass man.
Who else? Tight end, Tuttle. You got some takes besides EIEIO?
No, he's a legit good play this week. Nobody else to add though than what we already said. I do think Gesicki's all right. FanDuel you can't play Ertz because of the softer cap, so and he is the better or best tight end play on the slate from raw projection standpoint. So FanDuel, Ertz, DraftKings, I think you're probably stuck in that 3.4 to the 4K range.
All right, DST takes. Let's make them hot, Pete. Here's your canvas. Your canvas is the entire league. Who do you want?
The hot take is I'm probably just punting with the Bengals defense at 2,100 on DK.
Oh, yeah. Give me that Mason Rudolph, baby.
Is that – I don't even know if that's hot. Tuttle, is that going to be really popular?
The only thing that may not make it as popular as it should be is I think a lot of people will play Denver. They're 2,400 on the road against Buffalo. So I don't think Bengals will be chalk. I think in higher stakes they'll be chalkier, but I don't think in low stakes they'll be chalky.
I mean, and part of the reason I want to play the Bengals is just because I need someone to smash in Mason Rudolph's head. Just after what he did the other night, I have been so fired up, and I'm going to play a Bengals onslaught.
He is such a chud. Mason Rudolph.
He's a schoolboy bitch, bro. Like
boots on the ground, Sammy. Is he a schoolboy bitch?
Boots on the ground. How much do you hate having him as your team's quarterback? Like, how miserable is it to know he sucks and he also is like a horrible person?
I was so mad that like he didn't get concussed on that helmet. It was so close to Devlin the Duck Hodges time. And I've been praying for this for weeks, and like it just bounced off his head like no big deal. I was really upset. I would have liked to see his head just like come straight off. Like if it knocked his block off, I would have been the happiest person on earth. No lie.
How did the show go with Sammy? Yeah, he said he wanted to see a guy get decapitated, but other than that, it would.
I don't know how corporate.
He was praying for a guy to get concussed.
How is corporate going to see this show and then ask Dave to come back? They're going to be like, dude, if you need to like take some time, like if you just want to let say, like we need you in creative, Dave. What we need you to really excel in your role as creative director here at RotoGrinders and to focus more of your efforts on that. We think that hour a week that you do the SWOLECAST would be better used with, you being at the office, boots on the ground, really working on the creative direction of RotoGrinders.
Okay, first off, he's going to be sick at least 3 more times, so it doesn't matter.
It's a good point.
Second, I've been to the RG offices a couple times. Dave does more playing of this volleyball tennis table game than anything else in the actual office.
The only bummer thing we should have done for, how, ESPN used to have the Booger Mobile. If we would have just had Dave bedridden and like thrown to him in his bed for just like 3 times during the show. It's like, I like AJ Brown in the GPP.
I'm on a hospital bed.
It's like, who was the college coach?
The Liberty coach.
They rolled him out. Exactly.
Yeah.
I am dying. Any other takes real fast? We need to get out of here.
Make sure to get yourself some Oakland Raiders, New York Jets game stacks. That game's going to have at least 7 touchdowns scored in it.
Wait, we need a Tuttle.
We need a Tuttle's terrible takes to kick us out.
Does Harry qualify or no?
You make it sound like it's such a good play, so I guess it does.
I know you guys, but based on you guys, I think it qualifies.
No, I'm literally writing him up in my column, so that's not bad enough.
I don't have anything bad enough currently.
Hey, God, give me real talk. Am I insane to play Patrick Laird on DraftKings?
Yes.
Come on.
No.
Yes.
He's 3,400. He had 6 catches last week. His snaps doubled. Balaj sucks. They're 10.5 point dogs.
No, it's Laird's-ism.
Yes.
They are going to pick Balaj out, and Laird's going to get like 15 carries and targets.
So if we're being serious,
yes,
Laird is way too loose of a play for cash games, but in cash game head-to-head GPPs, he is smash lock button.
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear.
Dude, he's not on the buy high model. Frisco Josh probably doesn't even know who he is.
He doesn't. He does.
Yeah. One last Frisco Josh dig before we get out of here. You guys, this was it. Buy Soccer Dave. Be sure to @ him on Twitter @SoccerDave. Just tell him that you don't want him on the show anymore to enjoy the rest of his life. Bedridden. That's it, man. Like and subscribe. Hit that smash button. This has been the SWOLECAST. Peace out.